think?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. I think I agree with you and your synopsis. It's very interesting. I think it gives us. I think what it's shown is that Mark Allen's got the contacts. He's got the ability to scout. I think a lot of boys, especially, weren't too happy with the Goss signing. They weren't too sort of enamelled. But for what we've seen in Florida, the boy's a player, and that's the type of talent that we've got to really pick up. Fox, what's your thoughts, mate?
I think the Mark Allen's doing a very, very good job, mate.
Yeah.
I think he's been instrumental in shifting out Pedro as well, mate.
Yeah.
I think that was a mistake the board made. If we were going to have a director of football, he should have been in before Pedro. But Pedro got in first and he started out in his way of thinking of football. Obviously, all the fans seen that it wasn't working. We were all hoping it would work, but of course it didn't. Mm-hmm. And I think Graham Murphy is also a Mark Allen decision for me to give Graham Murphy a chance, mate. They seem to have picked their targets well, and I think most of the fans are getting to see some sort of organisation coming to the fore now. I think they're actually ahead of schedule for me. I think some of the loan signings to be made permanent, if they work out, is looking towards next season as well as doing as well as they can this season with them. Mm-hmm. And I think things are looking a bit better than they were a couple of months ago.
Yeah, definitely. Aye, Brooks, you got any update on I know there's a few irons in the fire currently with Rangers at the moment. Mm-hmm. What's the latest in terms of social media and what's the latest on the signings? What's your thoughts, mate?
Well, I believe the two that are going to come in, well, I hope are going to come in, and it looks like we're going to go back in for them again, is obviously Greg Docherty at Hamilton and the boy Jordan Jones at Kilmarnock. I think it's a bit of a slow one for me now, the whole Kilmarnock side of things. I'm kind of getting with bridging this one, because Chris Boyd and a few others are saying, if he's really want him, stop trying to disrupt the club and come in with a decent bid. We went in with a decent bid, mate. It was we all counted it was 350,000, which for me is pretty reasonable for somebody at Jordan Jones's calibre. I don't see him as the way. Alright, I'm not the manager of Kilmarnock and he's trying to do the best for his club, but the runs of Steve Clark saying that it's 650,000 and you can forget it sort of thing. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near that. I think you'll see maybe the last week of the transfer window, we'll go in again, maybe up the bid, for obviously what the last one was. But if we could, any of the two of them, mate, if we could only get one, it would be Greg Docherty.
So just 1 second. Just 1 second, mate. Bridge, can you go on mute, please, mate? I can hear you typing away, mate. Can you go on mute, if you don't mind?
No bother.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Are you going to let me? I want to come back on the previous point, but I never got a chance to come back on that.
Yeah, sure, on you go.
On you go, Bridge, man.
No, it was just to say, you were talking about Mark Allen and the impact. I believe sincerely that the guys had a positive impact in the club, and it's maybe taken a wee while for people to trust him, and that might be a sort of board war still going on about whether we trust him or not. But the last month or so, you've seen some wee bit of turnaround. He's given the job to Murty. Murty's done the business up to now. He went over to Florida and had a good run of training, good training camp and a good run, couple of games. And he's done very well. The Rangers fans seem to be quite happy with the people that are coming in. And I'm assuming that our director of football is the one that's been doing all the negotiations on that, along with Mr. Murty, of course. But I believe he's been the key man in that. And I think more power to what he wants to do. On the two other ones that we've got out there, I'll go back to what I've been saying for years. It's only my opinion, seriously my opinion. Don't touch them. Keep your money, Rangers. Keep your money and go to another marketplace. Find another way.
It's interesting, Bridgeman, your take on it. But I think for me, guys, the one that I didn't really get too much, but I think it's maybe a potential signing, Ulster, is the boy Jordan Jones. I know he's made your national side, what's your thoughts on him? I know you probably know a wee bit more than probably we do. What's your thoughts on him? Is he potential? Is he a first teamer? What type of player would we potentially be getting with him?
No, he's a decent player. He's not a main player in the squad at the minute, or the Northern Ireland team at the minute, but he's an up-and-coming player. The only thing that would worry me, as I say, I don't watch him that often, but he's got blistering pace.
Yeah.
But what worries me as well, Michael O'Halloran has that same pace, but you don't get that at Rangers. You know what I mean? When you're playing at Ibrox and everybody's putting a defensive line on you, your pace sometimes can be nullified, and you have to be able to take a player on. But there's why he's potential. We blew 500,000 on Michael O'Halloran, and it didn't really work for us. Hopefully that turns around and he ends up being an asset. But we're not going to go in straight away and put massive bids in for players who have potential. We have to wait and see how he does. I think that was a fair bid for him. He hasn't been, as I say, he's played for Kilmarnock. That's all really his highest that he's been so far. He's not really done anything massive in the game. And it's a fair price, I think, for a Scottish League player until he proves himself. Disappointed to hear things coming out in the media by ex-players sort of ditching the club about what offers we're going in with. But let's be honest, it's the same as the 2 bids we've had to take down for Josh Windass. Clubs do this. They try to chance their arm. They're not going to pay the top bill the first time round. They're going to try and lowball bid to see where the clubs maybe see the valuation the club are trying to buy them off, and maybe be somewhere in the middle. So it's something I would look at. We'll maybe see him towards the end of the window. We'll see if Kilmarnock maybe want to put down their estimations a wee bit, but I wouldn't go out paying big money for someone who's a prospect.
Could I just come in on that one point there, if you don't mind, Mount? I just wanted to say that, it looks like for the past number of years now, seasons, any time we've been interested in any player in the Scottish League, in the Scottish leagues, all of our transfer has been done in the media, under the glare of the publicity of the media, and we're getting judged based on stories in the press as to we said this, we bid that, we did. We don't know. We don't know what our club's done, and our club isn't coming out to the press and saying this is what we've done. The press are making these stories up. We're getting tried by TVs, but tried by press because we're actually making a bid. No, it's not for me, Pat. Seriously, it's not for me. That what Chris Boyd did and what Clark did the other day there, coming out and saying that Rangers and the players should be raging that Rangers only come in with a low bid like that. I mean, that's just rubbish. That is just utter rubbish, and we shouldn't allow that to happen to our club. That we're allowing these people to drag our good name down, and we're trying to build our name up. And we're allowing them to drag it down. Not for me.
Was it McCall was in the paper the day, so they said I wouldn't give you 150,000 for him.
Well, Shadow. I mean, I'm not the only one that thinks along the lines I'm thinking. I'm a wee bit eccentric, but I have to say I've been all the way along the line with Rangers since when we got into this trouble began to, and we saw how much help we got off the other clubs in Scotland. I'm sorry, they gave us nothing. And all they done is take. And now, go on, Pat.
Calm yourself, Brett. I mean, they wanted £1 million. Oh, they wanted £1 million for Moult, and he went down south for 400,000. Was it?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just business. It's just business.
Yeah. I mean, they wanted £1 million for that lad from Falkirk we were looking at years ago, and he went down south for £250,000. There's an old phrase where I come from: full of wind and.
Yes, well. But if you look at the boy Walker, I mean, last summer there, they wanted £1 million from us for Walker. And there's a boy who walked away down to wherever he's away down to in England. And it's like, 450,000 or 350,000? And you're like that. I'm horrified that this they're using the papers. They're not even writing to Rangers in the quiet, board chairman to chairman, and saying, oh no, we don't like your valuation of our player. Let's forget this deal and we'll go elsewhere, or words to that effect. No, they go straight to the papers.
Just on it, Bridgeman, and guys, please, any other guys on the panel would like to debate it, but it's just business. It's how business works, and
sorry, Pat. I understand how business works, and I understand some of the things and the nuances of it all. But if you're talking about the way traditionally we do transfers, then the transfers I talked about are clubs approached at the top level. Words put out there, we're interested. There's a bit of talk goes on. We don't need within 24 hours, the captain or whatever of the team that's been the players in and their manager turning in and absolutely roasting Rangers, derogatory stuff. They don't need that.
Does this not come down to our PR, Bridge? Surely we need to do what
captain or whatever of the team
is develop a relationship with somebody like TalkSport or somebody who doesn't have an axe to grind with us, where we can get our side of the story out. And the fact is, the PR company that we have at the minute doesn't seem to be able to do this. So
you know what I think, Shadow? You know what I think? At the back of my mind, badness what I think, guys. I think that these clubs don't want to do any business with Rangers unless it's absolutely humongous money. Other than that, they don't want to do any business. They don't want to touch Rangers. They don't want Rangers anywhere near them. So they're coming out with these £1 million requests, ludicrous stuff. And it ends up Rangers seem to be the badgins. And when Rangers don't pay, Rangers don't have the money. You follow what I mean? This is the way it works. Doesn't matter which way we go, we're the badgins.
I think they're in that much trouble financially. They think they can get their hands into our pockets, mate.
Oh, of course, that's what they want. But they want Rangers to be stupid and come out with £1 million and give them Hamanakis.
What I really don't understand, though, is the state of Scottish football's in, not just the football, the financial state that Scottish football's in, and we all know where looks like we've still got that TV deal where apparently only 2 people in Scotland know what's in it.
That's good, isn't it? That's a good one.
And so nobody knows about it. There's no money, but for some reason they keep voting in the same people. Now that to me is, I don't understand that at all.
That sounds like a cabal to me, guys. But hey ho. Just quickly going back to the fat boys, they say. The one that's really impressed me in terms of the potential signings is the boy Greg Docherty. Guys, I think this boy is the new James McArthur for me. Very direct, box to box, fantastic engine in him. Apparently, one of my mates is for his troubles is an Accies fan. He said a third of all Accies goals this season have either been scored by him or created by him. And if that doesn't excite me, I don't know what does. Ulster, what's your thoughts on the boy Docherty? Have you seen much of him?
Yeah, he's different now. As I say, the Jordan Jones one. I'm more excited about Docherty, definitely. I was for my troubles, I was at that Hamilton game.
Yeah.
You know what my looks like, guys. When I'm over, we just don't win, unfortunately. But Greg Docherty, he looked fantastic. I thought he was actually the best player on the pitch, to be honest. And to come at his age, to come into a place like Ibrox and play the way he done was fantastic. I was, as much as I was disappointed with the result, normally I don't see other players because you're normally watching Rangers. You don't really tend to look at the other team. But I was watching that player and I thought he was a cracking prospect. So, yeah, he excites me. And the good thing is with Hamilton, well, the bad thing from their perspective is obviously they were done hoodwinked. They're out of money with an online scam. So hopefully towards the end of the window, maybe they'll be forced hand to sell him to try and recoup some of that money. And going by reports, I think he is a bit of a blue nose and he's really keen on the move. So fingers crossed that could be somebody we could get in.
Your soccer anorak, Ibrox, Mr. Docherty, impresses you, or see the one that impresses you? Aye.
Oh, definitely, mate, 110%, mate. As you say, to me, he is the next James McArthur, mate. As you say, he's got the engine to get forward and back. As you say, he's either created the goals or he scored the goals. He's got a good challenge in him as well, a fair challenge. He knows where he can take it to. He can't take it too far to the line. He knows exactly where to draw it. And he is, without a shadow of a doubt, a very big blue nose indeed. He's, as you could say, he's one of us, without a doubt. And I think a wee bit of persuasion, a wee bit of coming and going with Hamilton. I wouldn't mind coming and going with Hamilton because I think they're a fair teammate. They wouldn't be too hard to deal with ourselves. As long as we're fair with them and they're fair with us, I think we could come to a quite good resolution in that one and getting to us before the transfer window shuts, mate, because he is the next one after the Hamilton Accies production line, mate, and it could only benefit your club. So
Definitely. Just before I go to the rest of the guys on the boy Doherty, Big Ulster, and I believe we've got a social media drive on at the moment, and Old School and the gang are trying to get a bigger presence. Have you got a wee shout out for me on the social media side of things, mate?
Yes, it's a Facebook page. It's Rangers Radio live streams. So we've done a wee bit of a push for it to get it over the 100 mark. We're looking at the next couple of days. We've surpassed that already, which is excellent. I say you'll find links on there for the YouTube. We're looking 100. We need 100 subscribers. You get a special URL then, which helps you if you're there. But you can only get that off YouTube once you get your first 100 subscribers. So we're nearing that, but we need just to push that as much as you can, guys. And I know you will do that for us. So thank you very much.
Old School's put a wee link in the lobby for you guys, so there's no reason why we can't get our social media presence out there. Let the world know about this platform. It's free. It's for all bears, regardless of their opinion. We'll hear MD on here, so get a liking, get sharing, get subscribing. It's very, very important that we get the message out there, guys. On the Doherty situation, Fox, what's your thoughts on the lad? He comes for a lot of praise. A third of all Hamilton Accies goals are coming through this boy. He sounds like a player. He sounds like a new James McArthur to me.
To be honest, he's not somebody that I've noticed that much in our league, mate, in the Premiership.
Yep.
To be honest with you, I think both him and Jordan Jones are prospects, mate.
Yes.
I don't see any of the two of them getting into the Rangers first team this season. I think we went in early to give the boys notice that we're interested in them. I think the fee that we've offered is probably what they're worth. And as I say, it's part of Mark Allen's drive to get other targets lined up to get some sort of conveyor belt of talent into Ibrox, mate.
No, definitely. Blue Shadow, you got any thoughts on the boy Doherty?
I've heard a lot of people saying very good things about the lad. I've not seen him that often because I must admit, when I watch the Rangers, I tend to watch our players and not pay terribly much attention to what the opposition's doing. I think, as Fox says, we went in with a very good offer for Scottish football. A story I read is they're looking for another 150,000. It's up to the boy himself, really. I think to make it clear that he wants to go to Rangers, and he doesn't want to go anywhere else. And then if they want to leave it till the end of the window, and maybe they let them squeeze this up another 50,000 or something, and that'd be it. That'd be us topped out. If they want more than that, it's like, sorry lads, we're not going to have this anymore. I think we should have done it before, as I said, with some of the deals we've done before. But it sounds like they've got somebody else in now negotiating the deals. So that can only be good for us. And I think we should stick to our guns.
Now, see the thing with the Jordan Jones thing is as well. Do you see Mr. Nicol playing a big part in that one as well, with obviously the Northern Irish connections between the two of them? And you think that, I think personally the boy Jones would want to come to us for the sheer fact that he sees how good a team we are. He knows that we'll get 50,000 through the door every other week. He knows that if he comes in, the fans will really get behind him. And obviously he's got his first cap for Northern Ireland now as well. So he kind of knows. He knows the Scottish scene as well. And I don't think he's the sort of player who wants to go back down south again. And as obviously Fox says there, we're putting it there and letting the young boys know that we're interested in them. Do you see the Mr. Nicol thing being a big factor?
I think it's important. I think like any organisation that where there's relationships, you've got to potentially look at exploiting them. I think for me, the boy Jordan Jones, I think Fox is right. I think I slightly disagree on the boy Doherty, but I think the boy Jordan Jones is really raw potential. I know one of the lads earlier mentioned that puts in mind a wee bit of Michael Halloran. I think his pace is blistering. I don't think we get the room at Ibrox. Perhaps maybe away from home, it could be a good position for us. But it's one of the ones, guys. You know, it's got to be at the right money for Rangers. I tell you what it is. We've just hit 10 o'clock there. We'll continue discussion after the tune, if that's okay with you, Fox.
You'll hear the sash.
Oh no, it's not. I'm not an acapella tune.
Just give Ibrox a chance to get his anorak off, or is that his girlfriend's one with all the candles in the pockets?
Oh, listen, don't talk about candles in Ibrox. Right, lads, go on mute and we'll get a wee ditty for Fox.
I am a loyal Rangers fan. My house is called the Jers. The gates at my front garden are shaped like Broxy Bear. My hair I've dyed the colour blue with fancy red and white tips. I've got 11 garden gnomes all dressed in Ranger strips. Rangers are my heart and soul. I'm a blue nose through and through. Everything in my house are the colours red, white and blue. It's even down to the food I eat. I won't touch anything green, for that's our greatest rivals, the Glasgow Celtic team. For I am a loyal Rangers fan. My house is called the Jers. The gates at my front garden are shaped like Broxy Bear. My hair I dye the colour blue with fancy red and white tips. I've got 11 garden gnomes all dressed in Ranger strips. One day I went to a friend's house. He invited me for tea. Everything was going well till he gave me garden peas. I jumped up from the table and ran out the front door. Our friendship is now over. I don't want to see him anymore. For I am a loyal Rangers fan. My house is called the Jers. The gates at my front garden are shaped like Broxy Bear. My hair I dye the colour blue with fancy red and white tips. I've got 11 garden gnomes all dressed in Ranger strips. If you come over to my house, you'll have orange and carrot soup, or a plate of Heinz spaghetti, but never spaghetti hoops. Maybe a wee drop ice cream, a coffee or a tea, but you'll no get cabbage or Brussels sprouts, and certainly no green peas. For I am a loyal Rangers fan. My house is called the Jers. The gates at my front garden are shaped like Broxy Bear. My hair I dye the colour blue with fancy red and white tips. I've got 11 garden gnomes all dressed in Ranger strips. Some folk call me crazy, but my name is Bully Blue. My lovely wife is Alex and my boy's called Billy too. And to all my friends that's out there, never give me anything green. And for God's sake, please don't give me peas, just open some Heinz beans. For I am a loyal Rangers fan. My house is called the Jers. The gates at my front garden are shaped like Broxy Bear. My hair I dye the colour blue with fancy red and white tips. I've got 11 garden gnomes all dressed in Ranger strips. For I am a loyal Rangers fan. My house is called the Jers. The gates at my front garden are shaped like Broxy Bear. My hair I dye the colour blue with fancy red and white tips. I've got 11 garden gnomes all dressed in Ranger strips. All dressed in Ranger strips.
belter there, folks.
It's
What
a
are you happy?
cracker. It's an absolute belter. That's,
That was for the wonderful Thornley boys, mate, who
Brilliant.
do some tremendous albums and songs on the albums, mate.
a beautiful cult.
Aye, well done, Fox.
Aye, well done, lads.
Can I just give you a wee shout out before we go much further? It's if anybody wants to join us for the lobby or listening anywhere in the Rangers world, the number is 0141 356 1972. Or where else can they join us, Bridge?
He's on mute.
I'll go for it. It's RangersRadio.online.
Thank
And apparently Fox will teach you things, but I'm still...
Aye, Fox will bring you in. Send them a wee friend's request if you're struggling. Fox will bring you in there. We will teach you things. Lots of things.
Just before the break, we had Ibrox Loyal come in with a few points, mate. What were your points, mate?
No, the main thing was, mate, obviously, when we were on the show last night, we were talking about Jason Cummins and that coming in, and how well we did, obviously, over at the Florida tournament, mate. I would just like to get yourself, Mount, and obviously Blue Shadows, thoughts on how you think we did, and who impressed you and who didn't impress you over in the Florida Cup, because we never got your views on it last night.
I think the Florida Cup was it was a great success for us. I think we'd all agree. You know, it's good warm weather training. Two fantastic results for us. Great confidence boosters going into coming back from the winter break. Got to see two new signings. Had to say that the two new signings are very impressive. Ibrox, I thought, the two new signings. I just thought it was very, very positive, and considering we're back Monday morning, Tuesday, Tuesday, we've brought in two new signings. One, Jason Cummings, I am absolutely ecstatic about that. I think the boy's a player. I think his finishing ability, his guilelessness, his arrogance, I think the boy just oozes Rangers and oozes class. And I cannot wait to see him, Ibrox.
Yeah, what about yourself, Blue Shadow?
I have a bit of a problem equating the Cummings and class together. He's a gallus, cheeky, obnoxious little. But as Bridgman, as somebody says, if he's our cheeky little, you know what I mean. If he's ours, then yeah. Once he starts sticking a few away, I think I warmed him a bit then. But I had a real thing against him when he was at the HIVs, like no.
Mm-hmm.
As regards the Florida Cup, it was couldn't be called anything other than a success. I mean, the first game we came across there, and we've got to remember. I think that was a very young, inexperienced team we were playing in the first game, and didn't quite hit the heights. But it was a good enough exercise for us in warm things. And in the first half, in the second game, no so great. But it was basically two atrocious bits of defending. I mean, what Tavernier thought what he was doing, and what. I don't think the keeper covered himself in glory, but then, the amount of time Wes has been caught out by shots across him, he just seems to have a problem with him. But leaving that aside, comes on to the second half, and as you said, the two new signings. I mean, I thought Goss had a good game, the first game when he was on, but when he came on the second game, I thought, I wish we could sign that boy, but I don't think we're going to be able to afford it. Because he's got a contract till 2020 or something, and Man United have got a clause in his contract to buy him back. So I've read anyway. And saw bits and pieces from Murphy, but I think there's a bit more to come from that lad yet. So absolutely nothing but a complete success to me. And if we've been across there and got paid for warm weather training, can it be anything but a good thing, can it?
Definitely. Ibrox, somebody raised a point there, and I don't know what I'm always, I'm positive bear all the time, even though that Blue Shadow thinks I'm everyone jolly I am, Big Wes. What's your thoughts long term for us? What's your thoughts long term? I know you're goalkeeping guru, but I've got question marks against them.
I I have myself as well, now, mate. Don't get me wrong, when he first came in, he was one of the ones, he was up there with like, a few of the young English goalkeepers down there that he could have been a potential England goalkeeper. He did stay well for a number of games. Then it seems he always gets beat either at his front post or his near post, or he's not coming at the right times to cross balls. And then sometimes he'll come for them and he makes them look very easy at times. But it's a consistency basis for me, mate. I would like to see he's got a long-term future, but I'm on the fence for that one, mate.
The question, on you go, please. Sorry, on you go.
Can I just broaden the question a bit for Ibrox? When we were across in Florida, I did notice that you had a look at all three of the keepers repeatedly. Do you think one of them's on their way out the door, taking that we've got young McCrory out on loan down at Berwick, and he's been reputed to be showing interest from some top English clubs? Yeah. So he's got to have a good reputation.
If any of them's going to be out the door, mate, for me personally, I see it being Jack Alnwick. Nothing against him, mate, but I've never been his biggest fan. He kept us in the cup game against Thistle last month, but he's been picking up a few silly injuries, I'm believing, in training, where he's been out for a while. But for me, I see long term, it's going to be Wes there for the foreseeable future, I believe, along with young Liam Kelly and obviously the boy McCrory once he comes back at the end of the season for Berwick. Because I believe Man United and Spurs and a few other English clubs are sniffing about. But just a few weeks ago, the two McCrory brothers signed 4.5-year deals, which keeps our club for a long time. And if any of the teams want to come in, they're going to have to put a serious bit of wedge up for it.
Bridgeman, Big Wes. I put something in the lobby as a talking point. You know. Do we see Wes as the for the Rangers number one for the next 5 years? I think what's your opinion on that?
I think the goalkeeper that we saw that to me stood out best over in Florida was the Liam Kelly. I was very impressed with him. Yeah. I don't agree that we would sell Jack Alnwick. If it was me personally speaking, and there may be some folk might actually agree with me, I would sell Wes at the end of this season and bring in Kelly as the number one. Or another keeper, for that matter. But I don't see Wes being as strong a keeper. If you get a goalkeeper in that's going to be anywhere near decent, then I don't think Wes is it. I just, nothing against him. He looks good. He's a good shot stopper at times. But we've mentioned it a number of times when we're doing our after game talks about it, and the Monday night particularly. And he doesn't fill you with confidence 100% of the time. But he's not a bad keeper, don't get me wrong, but I think you'll get more money for Wes than you get for anyone else. But of course, we need to be confident that a Liam Kelly or a Jack Alnwick can actually step in there. I would hate to think we're going to have to get into the marketplace and buy a goalkeeper when we've got some decent goalkeepers there. Even Wes could be classified as a half-decent goalkeeper. In actual fact, he might be there. He might be the second best goalkeeper in Scotland, if not the best goalkeeper in Scotland at the moment. But I just, from a Rangers perspective, I don't see him as a fabulous goalkeeper for us. So, but when he saved some of the shots he saved, I thought, well done, pal. Big pat in the back, for that one. You've kept us in the game, or you've saved us, something like that.
Foxy, thoughts on Big Wes?
I thought he was making great strides under Jim Stewart, and when Jim Stewart left, mate, we brought in a foreign coach for the goalkeepers. I don't know if we addressed that situation yet. Have we got another goalkeeping coach in?
No, at the moment, mate.
I believe it's Jim Stewart's son, Colin Stewart.
Colin Stewart just now, mate.
Well, since Warburton's left for us, I would be looking at getting Jim Stewart back, mate, to work with his boy, if that's his boy. I don't know. Is it?
Aye.
I think Wes' biggest fault, mate, is he's not very good at the angles. I think when he dives for the ball, mate, he kind of dives across the way rather than an angle, mate, to block the ball. And he does get beat for long-range shots very easily. But that's a thing that can be improved upon with a good goalkeeping coach, mate.
I think it's interesting. I think the boy Kelly impressed me, Fox. I don't know what I know. He never had too much game time, but I thought he was quite impressive for us. The young boy Kelly.
I think maybe a good prospect once again, mate. But goalkeepers don't reach a peak, mate, till they're in their 30s, I think. And there's a lot of learning to do as a goalkeeper. You get the odd flukes that, like Joe Hart when he came in at first, mate. The young goalkeeper played. The boy Pickford's got the same faults to me as Wes does. I think he gets beat easily for long shots out, mate. Wes can improve, mate. I think we should hold on to him and he should be our number one.
Definitely. Somebody also made a good point on the boy Jason Cummings. I listened to the show last night. Again, a great show for the guys last night. But I thought it was quite interesting. A few of the lads were saying, Blue Shadow, that perhaps Jason Cummings is going to need to wait for his chance to come through to maybe beat Morelos. I personally think him and Morelos partnering in a two would be superb for us. I think up front. What's your thoughts on that, mate?
I've never been a particular fan of the one up top. I mean, you need extraordinary player. I mean, you're talking like Lewandowski, that sort of standard. You know, if you're going to make it work. And also on top of that, you've got to have a couple of really good players with fantastic engines that, you know, when we get the ball, they're up beside him in an instant. You know, with him, and so I don't think, and we can't afford that sort of player. It's that simple. But I've always been much more of a fan of two up top, because the fact is, if one, you know, if say it's Morelos and Cummings, if somebody gets a knock on or something, or a flick or whatever, somebody else can get onto it in a flash. You know, because he's already up there, or they can play it between themselves and give the rest of the team time to join in. I mean, if you look at one of the most successful counter-attacking teams I've seen in ages, which was that year Leicester won the Premiership down south, they only break with about 3 players, but it's the speed that they do it with and the speed that they've got in individual players. So I say, when we do get other teams up, that's something which we were better at in the Florida Cup, but we've still got to work on. Our breaking speed is very poor, and I think we need to work on that. But if we've got 2 up top again, that makes that easier, because you only need one more player to get there to create that triangle where you can pass between yourselves. No,
definitely. Ibrox,
100% agree with that.
Just quickly, Ibrox. I mean, for me, I think Cummings was brought in for 2 at the top, of a form. Of a sort of formation. What's your thoughts, mate? I think he's got to be up there with Morelos. I think the two of them will complete each other unbelievably.
No, definitely, mate, 100%. No saying that Cummings hasn't got the muscles and everything else, but out of the two of them, mate, Morelos is going to be one with the muscle, and he's going to be able to get the flick-ons through to Cummings, because Cummings knows where to be. Let's say 9 times out of 10, mate. We've seen it in the Championship. We've seen it when he came up against us. He lifts his game when it's the big massive games. He's done it in Edinburgh derbies, and he was saying in his interview last night as well that he thrives on the big games. He thrives on the big atmospheres, and what big atmosphere you're not going to get when you come up 50,000 die-hard Rangers fans every other week at Ibrox, mate. That's the thing he's going to thrive on. He's got a wee bit of swagger about him, Cummings, as well. The two of them would rub off each other very well, Morelos and Cummings, and I see it being a very, very fruitful partnership. Maybe something that we've maybe not seen. I think Ox mentioned it last night to Novo and Puzzle, that sort of partnership. And I can only see it working very well in this league.
Aye, but Big Puzzle was far better with his back to goal than Morelos is.
I think I don't understand where you're coming from there, mate, and I take your points in that and viewing that, but I just see that he's very young and he's he's still very raw as well, Morales. He's been in now less than 6 months. Half a season, because we're coming in after the January break here. I think he's going to build on his game with that. He's got the physique. He worry a lot of defenders in this league, and he needs somebody because he's been doing it all himself now for really a number of months. Because even when Kenny Miller was up there with him, Kenny Miller was every other position bar up as his partner.
He's a strong wee lad, but he's just that. He's a wee lad. He's only 5'9". Mm-hmm. Remember that? I mean, Purzo, I don't know what height was Dado.
6 foot plus, wasn't he?
6 foot, but he was a big lump of a laddie, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And so what this guy is. And the other thing I noticed from the Florida Cup is, if you notice both of Morelos' goals, he came on to those.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's far better that way than was back to goal. Whether they'll learn that part of the game, I don't know. But his natural game is to come on to things. And as we know, he's got a bit of pace about him as well. So he'd be, I think he'd be better using that as well.
Mm-hmm. I also think, guys, that when you're talking about the two up front, you can have good players, but you need good players with you, and other parts of the team, And when when you're building a team, some guys are stars, some guys aren't. Simple as that, And I always think back to the great Nottingham Forest team that won the European Cup two years running, and their captain was John McGovern, a quiet, insignificant guy. You never heard much from him, he never talked a lot, but my goodness, he did a lot of work in the team. So you get guys like that are willing to run for all day and night and do the hard graft, and other boys pick up not the glory, but it allows other people to do their job. Ian Ferguson was like that for me, in Rangers in midfield. Great stuff. Great, it just broke things up. He did his job. Simple as that. And that's what we need. We need a lot of players to help, because Cummins and Morelos have got a lot of goals in them by the look of it. But we need them to strike, and we need to be able to give them the assistance and the support to make it happen.
The assist from Morelos came from the ball down the channels, and I think that'll come from that Goss, because he looks like the guy that can pick a pass. You
mentioned that a wee bit earlier there, and also last night, Shadow. I think if Rangers can, I would take all the monies that we've got available to us in our budget and hold it till the summertime and go and buy that boy Goss if it was possible, because I think and I've only seen him twice, and it's only been for an hour.
It's got to happen this soon, hasn't it? We've got, we've got enough. We've got players. Don't buy half a team, buy quality.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Blisman, just quickly, I want to hear your thoughts on the Cummings Morelos partnership.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's something you'd like to see, or do you think it's got to be Morelos and maybe Cummings coming off the bench, or vice versa? What's your thoughts, mate?
Well, I think the very first thing that Cummings has to do is he has to fight his way into the team, because I think, and a lot of Rangers fans' thoughts, that Morelos and Windass have started to build up something together. And Windass scores some goals for us. But I think the boy Cummings has got to be able to get there and just show the gallousness that you were talking about earlier and put the ball in the net a couple of times. And if he does that, the manager will be happy. And he's got a headache that managers always say is a good headache. It's not really a good headache, because there isn't such a thing, really. Your bottle goes when you pick the wrong player for on that day. But I think, honestly, it's going to be Cummings and Morelos when they're both fit. And I don't know what they're going to do with Windass, to be perfectly honest with you. He might be dropped back into the midfield area. But
could it be two up top at home and one up top away from home?
Well, there you go. Absolutely. I think there's loads and loads of... that's what we're saying there. You can pair them any 3, any 4, any 5. You really can. If you've got good players, if you believe you've got good players and you've got quality and they show it on the pitch, the world's your oyster. It really is. You could play any formation you wish with confidence, and the players will react to it. And really and truly, those two guys between them, wow, they think when you've got a good partnership, you're going to score goals. Simple as that. A good partnership up front always scores goals.
Fox, Morelos and Cummings up top, with maybe Windass in behind as the 3, or do you maybe see them the 3 of them having to maybe compete for their places?
I'm with Blue Shadow, mate. I think we'll play 4-2-3-1 away from home. And I think we'll play 4-1-3-2 at home, mate. And when away from home, if Morelos isn't cracking it, I can see Cummins coming on, mate, or vice versa. But I don't think we'll play two up front all the time. Because it all depends on the midfield, mate. We brought in a lot of midfielders there for me, and they've all got to be fitted in and gain game time, so everything's going to revolve in the shape of the midfield, who plays where. I think we'll always go with 4 at the back. It's just in front of them how we change it for our tactics, mate.
Guys, I mean, we're obviously, Fox has made a good point there, obviously, about the players. I think some of the players, realistically, we've got to drop it. Some of the boys, some of these players we've really got to look and say, can you get us to 55? It's not a nice question to ask, but it is a question that I would like the guys to sort of, chat about. Is Blue Shadow, who's the players you'd like to maybe see leave this window or maybe the next window? Who do you think are maybe surplus to requirements, and why?
Oh, Hodgson for one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I honestly think one of the keepers might, if he's not going this window, he'll be going. One of the keepers is going the next window. Because I say we've got 4 keepers at the minute. As I said, I'll move on to somebody else and come back to us, and I'll try and come up with some more.
Of course. Ibrox, who thinks need to get the door? I think for me, Lee Watson's.
You're going to think I'm being nasty here, but it's an honest opinion, mate. Everybody's different, but I would like to see Hodgson go.
Right.
I would like to see Cardozo go.
Okay.
I think he's going to go. Kenny Miller.
Right.
Lee Wallace.
Oh, Travelrug's going to.
I know, mate. It's twice he's going to go.
I'm waiting for the wee icon Travelrug pop up.
Lee Wallace, Nico Cranshaw. As much as I want to see him give a chance, but I think he's been given too many. You know how much I love him. Young Jordan Rossiter, mate. I heard Selling says he was fit. Alright, he never came for Mr. Murty saying that, but apparently he was there in Florida and that as well. He was training, but we not seen him in any of the 2 games. I think it's maybe time that, as a lot of the boys have said now, the coming month, the last few months, he's maybe one we need to cut my cloth on, mate. And that's the players I would like to see leave. Just for the sheer fact of the Wallace thing as well, I said it last week on the show. He's one of the players that he's just picking up too many injuries now. I know Fox says that it could be that the injury he had was a longer injury than we all thought, and he came back way too soon, and that's how he's picked up even longer injury. But if we manage to get him fit and maybe give some game time just to the end of the season, he could maybe be moved on next season, for the sheer fact that we don't want another player who's going to be constantly injured and going to be injured for months at a time. So there is reasons. I'm not just being nasty against him, because he has served my club well. I just maybe think he served his time now.
So why would you think we're going to sell him, or we're going to release him, or what?
No, it just depends, mate. I don't know what his contract situation's like, or if maybe another team comes in for him, mate. I don't know. Just a personal thing, mate. Everybody will differ with Lee Wallace. So.
I think Rangers will keep him to the tyres with football. I really do. But he might not be the captain. He might not even get a game. But I think Rangers will keep him.
Just let's take it one at a time. I think we're all in agreement. I think the boy Hodgson's probably not good enough for Rangers, and I think that's a fair one. But I think Lee Wallace, I've been having a wee look in the lobby, having a wee look even on the panel. Fox, Lee Wallace, their club captain. He's been through the bad days, he's been through the good days, some of the good days. Lee Wallace, yes or no, mate?
What about letting him go?
Yes.
No chance, mate. Let him get back to fitness and let's see how he is after that, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you who I would pick to go. I'd get rid of Hodgson, whether it's by a loan or selling him, mate. Rossiter, I would get rid of him as well.
Yeah.
Jonas and probably back to the under-20 squad, mate. I'd put him back. O'Halloran, loan or transfer for me.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Dodo, the same, loan or transfer, mate. Herrera, although I think the only reason he wants to stay in Glasgow is because his girlfriend's at uni here, mate. So I think if we could get him a loan to another Scottish club or sell him, Crankar will need to go as well. That's my lot for it.
I can imagine, mate. Blue, you've never heard the boys going in the doors.
There's a name I'd add to that list, and that's Alves. He's not giving us the wage. If we can get him sold, I would do. And because he's not giving us what his wages demand. For me.
And the boy Cardoza as well, Shadow. The boy Cardoza too.
Oh, the Cardoza as well. He far from covered himself in glory in Florida, that's for sure.
Guys, on the Cardozo one, I think there's potential there, Bridgeman. I know he's still young. I think he's still young. We've paid a bit of money for him. He didn't look too good in the Florida Cup, but I think that's his first game in maybe 2 or 3 months. He looked good. He looked good earlier on in the season.
Don't get me wrong. He might be a good player, but looking at the centre halves that we have, we're speaking about who we would play at the present moment. Got that boy coming in for Norwich. We've got Bates. You've got Wilson, and you've got the Dayden Wilson. So you've got some good centre halves there at the present moment. I don't see Cardozo ousting any of the players that we've got in the centre half role. I don't see it.
Yeah, we've also had a caller at Ayrshire Bear, I think it's on the line.
Evening, Ayrshire.
All right, guys, how's it going?
How's it going, mate?
What's your thoughts, mate? What's your thoughts on the new signings? What's your thoughts, mate?
I'm pretty sure because like you said earlier on, I think I think we're doing a good job at, like, obviously some folk are a wee bit maybe a wee bit worried the fact that they're all loan signings, but I think that's the smart way to go. For instance, if we brought another manager in the summer and he said, well, I'm not looking for so and so, like these players don't fit, then we don't need to sign them. But bringing them all in, and all of them apart from Goss, I believe, we've got the option to buy. I think it's a smart way to do business, and I think Mark Allen's done pretty well.
What's your thoughts on the boy Cummings? You excited with him?
Maybe a wee bit worried, obviously, that he's not got much game time since he's been doing in the English Championship, but he's still pretty young, and that's a difficult league as well. And obviously, Nottingham have went the majority of the time with one up front, but he done well in the Championship, didn't he? And he done well in games against big teams whenever Hibs got them in the Cup. I think he could be a good player. I'm a bit like Fox. I'm not sure if we would see him and Morelos playing up front together that often, particularly at the start, because Morelos and Windass have been doing pretty well together. But once again, like we've been saying this for ages, competition for places is never a bad thing. And that's what I was actually going to come in and say about Lee Wallace. Like, I think we'd be a bit daft to get rid of Lee Wallace unless a club come in with a really good offer. Because if we sell him, we're going to need to find another left back. And Lee Wallace has been playing for a couple of seasons now without any competition there at left back. And now, like, once he's fully fit, if Declan John's still playing pretty well, then Lee Wallace knows that he has to have a good game to get into the team. And that could maybe spur him on a wee bit more, because you can, it's like sometimes when a player's playing in the team with no competition for a season or two, they can start to just kind of come to expect their place rather than be competing for it.
On the boy Martin, experienced Scottish internationalist, apparently player's player, great professional. What's your thoughts on him?
No, I think it's good. I'm assuming we'll probably be playing him at centre half. I heard that his preferred position was actually right back, but obviously I've just seen him mostly playing centre half for Scotland, so I don't know how true that is. But good to get another experienced head in there. I think that does suggest to me that Alves probably is going to be going, or we're definitely going to be seeing the back of one of the defenders. So obviously that's us get quite a few in there now, particularly with McCrory being comfortable if he needs to go back to centre half. But a good experienced player. He's played in played at the top level for a number of years now. I think it's another good signing. Once again, obviously a loan, so we can see how he gets on. Obviously, he's been the captain as well down there. So, I think it looks a good signing as well.
Blue Shadow, is this season over? We've got the Scottish Cup on Saturday. We've got, I think we're 11 points behind the Mankeys. Is it over for us?
No, it's not. It's not over yet. No. If we put a bit of pressure on them, they've got history for it, and so's Brenda. You put a bit of pressure to them, they'll fold like a house of cards, mate. As I say, if we are going to get them, it's probably going to be a bit of helicopter Sunday, and the old blood pressure will be through the roof again. So, I don't think it's over yet. No, by a long chalk.
Yeah,
I think on that, I think we're doing everything we can to bring in experience into the team, which we might have been lacking in a number of bodies and so on and so forth. But the people we're bringing in are in fact quite experienced players, and if we can get them all fit, then we're in a good shout. Whether we'll manage to claw back 11 points.
The question is, if we've showed everybody else how to play that lot, they might drop a few more points.
Oh yes, absolutely. But not only that, if the panic if we can create the panic, or anyone else for that matter, creates a panic for them, and it sets in a wee bit. They're players. We know they're players. If we put pressure on them, or someone else puts the pressure on, it's up to the other teams, of course. 11 points is a long way, and a lot of number of points, providing if we're the only team that can beat them and take points off them for the rest of the season, then we ain't going to win the league. But if an Aberdeen, Hibs or something like that can go and do the same as what we've done, and Hearts for that matter, they put pressure on them. So
Ross County?
Absolutely, and that's there. And once they start, because look at us, we fell apart in the Championship. Teams put the high press on us, and we just couldn't cope. We're leading 3-2 or 2-0, and end up getting beat 3-2 at Falkirk because they're putting pressure on us. We just couldn't cope with it, and that's
they're renowned to going up north and dropping points.
Oh. That's I was about to say exactly what Bridge was saying there. I think what you're seeing happening with Brendan Rodgers is kind of what happened to Warburton near the end, that he's played the same way for ages and it worked really well, but obviously teams have started to understand how to play against them. Like, that's what Hearts were coming out saying, that they just copied exactly what Anderlecht done to them at Parkhead, and just high press with them, don't give them time in the ball, and then if you can get off and get the first goal, you can get them rattled. And I think that's what's starting to happen to them. Like, he's just thought he could run away with the league, play it the same way, never needs to change anything, and you might see the wheels coming off a wee bit more.
Is the league over for you, mate?
I don't think so. It all depends. If we hadn't made all these signings, I probably would have said aye, because we've been notoriously good under Murray at playing against the big teams and then dropping points at Ibrox. But I think with these signings we could maybe be clawing it back, and it does all depend on how Celtic play as well. Because even if we win every game from now to the end of the season, they could still win the league if they're beating the rest as well. But no, I think there's a chance. We should definitely be aiming for the cup though, and then Aberdeen definitely.
Aye. Ibrox, season over for you, or are we just getting going, mate?
Never, mate. As I says it on the show many times, mate. I always let my heart overrule my head, and I don't care. The league's never over the last day of the season for me, mate. All these new players coming in that we've brought in, if they can all gel the way I think we're going to gel, and as all the panelists have all says, a wee bit of pressure on them, mate, goes a long way. I've seen it many times with Brendan Rodgers, or whatever you want to call him, the tranny man. It's a wee bit of pressure on him, mate, and as Lou says, he'll fold a pack of cards, mate, and so will his team. We've seen that Hearts took points off him, we've took points off him, Kilmarnock have took points off him, and all for the sheer reason of what Ayrshire says is he keeps playing the same way Mark Warburton did. It didn't work too well for him in the end, and I think people are starting to find the chinks and the loose wires and everything else, and the other team for the other side of the city's form, and they're going to learn how to start playing against them a lot better. So
Well, we've got some big challenges ahead of us in the very near future. Obviously, we've got the cup game at the weekend, but Aberdeen next Wednesday. Is it next Wednesday? I think it is next Wednesday. My goodness.
Sunday, Wednesday, mate.
It's going to be huge for us, and here we go. We've got these players in, and this is what we're wanting for these big games. We need their players to be able to play, and obviously the difficulties of manager picking the formation correct at Ibrox, and let's see how we go on. But we really need it. If we can beat Aberdeen at Ibrox next Wednesday, by God Almighty, we'll have sort of stoked a fire again. I'll tell you.
Fox, is it done for you, or is the season just getting going, mate?
No, it's never over till it's mathematically impossible, mate. I think we've said it all season, mate. We've got to win some big games starting next Wednesday, mate.
Yep.
If we lose that game, I would possibly say it's over. But they're starting, I mean, them having Armstrong out for me is a bonus, mate, that I think he makes them tick off the time. I don't think that side's got a lot of heart in it, mate. And I think it was Blue Shadow, it says it depends on other teams, how they face up against them. I mean, any team I've watched this season against us play a completely different game to what they do against. They sit back against them, that's how they look good. And eventually they break them down, mate, and score. But Hearts showed that it's possible to be done, and I hope the rest of the teams in the league have a real go at them, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
What's good about that Hearts result as well? Sorry, Phil. What's good about that Hearts result as well was it wasn't only that they showed us that Becky can nick a goal. They went out and absolutely leathered them. They made them look like a pub team that day, which I think will give other teams confidence because, like, let's face it, Hearts only the best side in the league either, so other teams, like maybe, for instance, if they're going away to Hibs, they'll think, well, if Hearts can go out and beat them 4-0 and then so can we, kind of thing. So I think the way that game panned out could see a lot of other teams follow suit.
Interesting stuff. It's a bit of a grenade in Rangers Radio world. Stephen Naismith, for me, is something that I think we've been all talking about. I personally think with Jason Cummings come in, I don't think it's going to happen, but I think I would like it to happen. Go with you, Richard Bear. What's your thoughts on signing him, and do you have any reservations with it?
Well, whenever I heard that he came out and basically said he would play for free for us, if that makes sense, so obviously we've discussed that it wasn't going to be for free for him, but we wouldn't really need to pay anything. I thought would have been daft not to jump at the chance, but I think it might even been on here the other night. Somebody said that what they'd heard was that we were going to go for Cummins, and if we didn't get him, then Naismith would be a backup. And I think that seems like, to me, probably realistically what has happened. I think with Cummins coming in, I doubt we'll go for him. Whether I think we really should have or not, I don't know. My issue would have been that I've not seen him play a lot recently. Obviously, he had a lot of injury trouble when he was younger, so I wouldn't really know the player that would be getting back. If we went and still got him and it was a loan and it was basically costing us nothing, or even if it was very little, I still think it would maybe be worth a punt. But I just don't think it's going to happen at this point. I think if it was going to happen, it would have done by now. I think we'll probably see him playing at Hearts or Kilmarnock later on this season, to be honest.
Ibrox, just before I come at you on your thoughts on Naismith, the boys have got any points? Where do they give you a call?
Yeah, it's 0141 356 1972.
Bridgeman, where can they get us on Skype?
They can get us on Skype on RangersRadio.online, and if they've never been there before, then they can send a wee friend's request to Fox, which is Rangers Radio, and he'll look after them, bring them in nicely, and teach them things.
What type of things do they teach them?
Oh, the man's a teacher. The man's a teacher. Fox is a teacher.
Anything about the mighty, fantastic, absolutely stupendous Glasgow Rangers?
Of course. He knows all about them.
Well. Ibrox, Naismith or no shame for you?
No. I'm probably going to get shot down first, but I still want Naismith. Maybe it's been greedy now they'll get Cummins in there, but I would still like to see Naismith come in, and I wouldn't have any hesitations about going and picking him up. After this snow obviously clears, down to Norwich, mate, and if I can get a right sat nav this time, then I'll go down and pick him up myself, mate. So.
Oh, me and sat navs don't go. Foxy, Naismith, divisive subject on Rangers Radio and the wider Rangers support. Gives a bit of sense in the situation.
I'm like other people, mate. I'd have took him before Cummings came in, mate. No, I don't think we need him. I think with the extra additions we've got there and the signings, we don't really need him. And I think it's a time that he's missed out, mate.
I think it's interesting. Blue Shadow, what's your thoughts, mate? What's your thoughts on Naismith?
He's a talented player, no doubt about it. If he's going to come up here and play for a reasonable wage, he's got to be worth the gamble. But the only thing that does reservation that I have about him is he's had an awful lot of injuries, and we know the treatment that our players get off some people up here, and the lack of protection that's given by Scottish referees. That would worry me.
Definitely, guys. I also seen today, guys.
Can I come in on that, pal?
Oh, here you go, Padron. On you go.
I just wanted to say, everybody knows I don't want Naismith anywhere near Ibrox after the situation when he left. However, I'm no stupid. If the club want him, and there's a lot of supporters do, they just need to look at the guys on here. I'll tell you, probably about 70-30 would go for him. I would still go for him, but I would ask Rangers to bin their attempts to sign anybody else from Scotland and go down and get the boy, bring him up. That's what I'd do. Go for it. Let's do it.
Aye. For me, guys, to wrap the Naismith stuff up, I think he's if he's fit, if he's not got injury prone, I think he's a fantastic player. Again, another great option. But I think with the Cummings signing, I think potentially working down the youth route on that one. I think that's the type of player, similar types of player. I know they play certainly slightly differently, but I know they play around about the same areas. So I think for me, Cummings is probably the decision that the club has made. Guys, I've seen the day as well. I think that the tickets for the Hibernian game had went on sale. Sold out very, very quickly. That's another sellout Ibrox. Bridgeman, I don't need to keep harping on about it, but
wonderful.
If Carlsberg done season tickets, we'd be tapping it, mate. It's just our support is absolutely unbelievable. What's your thoughts, mate, on the support and the I know they have season tickets as well. I went through the roof as well. I think some of the boys were saying they were struggling to get tickets even in the Broomlawn stand. What's your thoughts, mate, on the support and the uptake of tickets, mate?
They really are first class. Yeah, they're probably the finest support in the world. I have to say that. They probably are the finest support in the world. They're just, it's relentless with them. They can't get enough of Rangers. And if what I heard was that the Hearts game is sold out, the Hibs game's sold out, and obviously the Tim's game will sell out anyway. And the Aberdeen game sold out. So we've got a lot of sold out Ibrox games, and that's just what you want, isn't it? Much as I've said, and I'm pro boycotting some of the teams in our league, but I don't want to stop the Bears going, who go and enjoy it, and they're a pleasure to listen to when you're watching the game and you can hear the crowd singing. But at Ibrox, just incredible to get that consistently up 49, 50,000 fans at Ibrox. Is just outstanding, and they're there, absolutely brilliant. They'll carry us through, and if a team responds, these guys that were brought in, if they respond to the crowd from the off, whenever they're playing at Ibrox and that big, huge crowd, if they respond to the crowd and the crowd responds to them, my goodness gracious, they could lift their game up a few feet, couldn't they? Just lift it right up into the clouds, pal. Fantastic.
Oh, definitely. Ibrox loyal. I don't know what much to say on that, but as I said, the support is just outstanding, and think there's some daft record going about as well that I think was over 100 away games now we've sold out as well. Unbelievable, mate.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm not going too far this, mate. We are the best fans in the world, mate. There's no doubt about it, mate. We'll get 50,000 there every other week, mate. But the old saying goes, mate, it's class but expected for your fans, because they'll do anything they can. They love the club. They want to see us doing well. They'll follow us, mate, as they have since we've been doing all the divisions, mate. For anywhere, for Ibrox to Peterhead to Elgin to Annan to whether it's Partick Thistle, whatever, mate. They'll follow us everywhere because it's just their class, mate. Even when we were in Florida, the two American commentators that done my 2 games says it as well, mate. There's only probably 3 teams in the planet that could probably get the sort of following that we get. And that just shows it all, mate. 3 teams in the entire planet that would get our sort of loyalty for your fans, as I says. This is when we get chucked in all the divisions that should never have happened. My fans followed us, and have still followed us to this day, mate. So absolutely outstanding, mate. And the fans deserve every bit of credit and recognition that's going about. So
I've just posted a wee link in the lobby there. It's called secondary ticketing. Now, if you can't make the games, any of the games, any of the home matches, you have the opportunity to release the ticket back to the club, and the club will credit your account for next season. There's a wee link in the lobby. I know some of the boys. I've used it before. It just gives the opportunity for other bears to take the ticket, and also allows the club to generate some money as well for the ticket. So it's a good wee thing that the club's done. It's a good wee initiative, I think. And I think it's if MD's not going to be able to make the matches, it's going to be an option for you for getting the ticket back to the club and making some money for yourself and for the club.
That sounds really good. It's
a good thing. It's not widely known within the support, so I think it's always good that we get it on here and get it in the lobby and for all the bears to know about it. Foxy, support. Just I know you're a season bit older, and I know we try to get away to some of the away games. It's unbelievable, isn't it, mate? The support we have for our club.
Of course it is, mate. It's been great for the last 6 years, mate. The support have been absolutely tremendous. There's no doubt to me, if we beat Aberdeen in the Wednesday, mate, it'll be a sellout to the end of the season.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be many people no going to matches, mate, unless the weather's horrendous or something. But I see it being a sellout ticket-wise right to the end of the season. And then when we lift the Scottish Cup at the end of May, mate, you know.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Blue, I know. What's your thoughts on the support, mate? I know you're down south, mate. But it must give you some pride that the club's getting the support and the levels of support. Must be unbelievable for guys like yourself.
Oh, the fans are just absolutely sensational, mate. There's no other word for them. If it wasn't for the fans, we'd be nowhere near where we are at the moment. You know, we wouldn't have had the finance to get to the levels that we're at now. Just nothing more could be said. Probably I would like to anybody, the best fans in the world, as far as I'm concerned. I couldn't know any other group of fans that would have done what our boys have done over the past 6 years, as Fox said.
Yeah. Guys, if we could only get one more player in.
Can I jump in that a wee second?
Sorry, sorry.
That's all right. I wasn't going to say it in that long. I was just going to say, see if you ever want to know why the hatred for us is worse now than it ever was, or at least as bad as it was before we went down. It's not even so much just how successful we were. It's because of the fans. After all this stuff happened with us getting sent down to the bottom division, all the other teams in Scotland thought that they would be seeing an empty Ibrox for basically the rest of their days, and that would be the end of us. The fact that no matter what team goes out, we're selling out Ibrox and the fans are always turning up is what absolutely boils their blood, and they can't take it that they know that we are the best fans, not only in Scotland, but in the world.
Definitely, mate.
Well said, pal. Well said.
Can I just say just quickly on the support? It's with immense pride that that I say this. It's Rangers are an institution, guys, and it's something that I'm so glad I was born into, and it's something that we supporters sometimes take for granted. But for me, guys, the support for this football club is why this club is special to me, and it's special to thousands and thousands of Bears across the land. I can't thank the fellow Bears enough for supporting the club week in and week out. It's just unbelievable, and it's guys like Bridgeman, Fox, Oxtier, who've created platforms like this for us Rangers supporters to come on and give their opinion, and it's a special thing to us Rangers fans, your club, and I just can't thank the support enough. It's unbelievable. I'm going to just quickly, before we go to the shout-outs, I just want quickly just to run round the panel. I'm going to go to Ayrshire Bears first, just quickly before we go to shout-outs. Ayrshire, if we could sign one more player with all the signings that we're looking at, who would you sign for this window?
I think for me it would be Docherty.
Okay, mate. Fox, if you could sign somebody.
Well, Ronaldo's up for sale for 89 million, I would
maybe need to up the season ticket money, Fox. I don't know about that one. Realistic, who we're in for? Who would you like to bring in?
I'm no especially one. Docherty sounds the better of the two that we're still waiting on, mate, so it'd be Docherty.
Blue Shadow, just quickly, mate, just quickly.
Docherty, I would say, mate.
Good lad. Bridgeman, final word on the signings. Who would you like to bring in?
I'd like to go down and get that boy James McArthur if it was possible.
Oh, right, okay. Sounds very interesting. I think the boy McArthur might be a signing for the summer, Bridgeman. We'll need to wait and see on that one. But we've reached that time of the night, guys. Can I just thank you for all your participation and all the points of view. I'll go to Ayrshire Bear first for a quick shout out, mate.
My shout outs to you guys. Well done keeping this show going. Again, we've not had much apart from that friendly tournament, but it can be a pretty boring time when there's no football on. But this show kind of helps ease that time along. So shout out to all you guys.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Blue Shadow, quick shout, mate.
Quick shout out to yourself, mate. You've done a fantastic job just at short notice coming in and taking over from the Bulldogs there he's in the lobby, and looking forward to the game, and very curious as to what the team's going to be.
You're here, mate. Ibrox Loyal, my right hand man.
Just a big shout out to yourself, Mount, for taking me off Fox. We know he was busy and he was obviously stuck in traffic, and did his best to try and get back. Can also just give a big shout out to the rest of the panels. It's been another fantastic show tonight. But I'll use the words again, class but expected, and just come on the Rangers up at Fraserburgh. Let's take double figures up our slot.
Good lad. Bridgeman.
Oh, can I just say it's been tremendous tonight, and I'd like to echo everybody's shout outs. And I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow night, just to let you know, because I'm going for an operation tomorrow. So all being well, I'll be out of the hospital tomorrow night and I'll be on the show. But if it doesn't happen, I'm sorry. I'll be back whenever, as soon as possible. But to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of you, keep it going. Keep it going for the Rangers, because we need it.
Thanks, mate. Fox?
My shout out goes to Bridgeman. I hope the operation you open your wallet goes well. And we see you all back tomorrow. And thanks to everybody else for listening. Thanks to you, Mount, and the young team for taking there tonight. Very well done.
Cheers, mate. Can I just obviously echo the shout out to everybody? Can I also wish Bridgeman the very best of luck from the Rangers family. Thoughts and prayers are with you, mate. Can I also thank all the Bears for calling in, and for Fox and Ox and all the guys and all the gang who are Rangers Radio. This has been Rangers Radio, and good night.
Have you seen the Glasgow Rangers? Have you seen the boys in blue? They're admired by all who know them. If you saw then so would you. By all they are good sportsmen, for fair play they top the bowl. There's a roar that beats Old Hampden when they score a winning goal. From the slopes of dear old Ibrox, thousands gather for their play. They're glorious and victorious when the Rangers win the day. They have played way in Monaco, they have played in USA, but the greatest game in history is the game on New Year's Day. For it's the home of famous heroes, and their praises have been sung. They Waddle, Tory Gillick, Alan Morton and George Young. Oh, when all my life has ended, and when death has made its mark, may they scatter all my ashes on the slopes of Ibrox Park. With the angels I'll be singing, I'll be in heaven in the glen. I'll be happy and contented when the boys have won again. On my harp I will be playing in the sky way up above. I'll be singing follow, follow to the Rangers that I love.